Hi, I'm Sweetie Abochi. Welcome to the AM News Bulletin on the AM Show. Details now. The short but intense torrential rains yesterday left chaos in its path after heavy winds tore through major neighborhoods in Accra. At the ANC Mall, over 30 vehicles were trapped beneath the collapsed solar roof of the car park. My colleague Michael Ashali was there and reports.
Just moments after a sudden torrential downpour ripped through Accra, the metal framework supporting one of Ghana's largest solar roofs at the ANC Mall collapsed, leaving chaos in its wake. Eyewitnesses and car owners stood in shock as the structure crumbled, burying over 50 vehicles beneath twisted steel and shattered panels.
Oh, Charlie.
Some cars miraculously escaped unscathed, but many did not. Hours later, mall management and solar roof operators worked tirelessly, cutting through the metal and unplugging panels to free the trapped vehicles. The team from the Ghana National Fire Service was dispatched to assist, but tensions flared as they were ordered to stand down, leaving Medina Divisional Fire Officer Abdullahi Salia visibly frustrated.
So when we came in, we assessed the situation and then we realized that the owners of the premises told us that they've already invited those who came, the company that came to do the installation, to take care of the situation. So actually, I even had issues with them because they were preventing us from assessing the scene. So we had a little bit of confrontation.
For now, all anyone can do is wait. Others brace for the worst. The mall has issued a statement assuring affected car owners of its commitment to addressing the situation. But for many, words offer little comfort as they stand helplessly by, watching their damaged vehicles remain trapped under the rubble. Thankfully, no casualties have been reported. Beyond the mall, Accra is also counting the cost of the storm as families grapple with damage left in its wake. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
Now, Minister for Communications, Samuel Nate George, says he has authorized the dismissal of close to 100 staff of Ghana Post Company Limited. In what he calls a restructuring of the ministry and its agencies, Sam George has vowed to streamline the ministry to be effective and cost. Now, speaking to journalists in Parliament, the minister explained that his actions were not capricious, but properly founded.
People have raised questions about the staff rationalization ongoing at the ministry. But if you are a minister and you take over a ministry that has 3,117 staff in the ministry and its agencies, and you realize that almost 600 of them were recruited after December 7. Basically, you cannot expect me to come and inherit such mess and continue with it. And so the rationalization is ongoing. Today, I have authorized the termination of a few more at Ghana Post, almost 100, that were done post-December 7. And we'll continue this rationalization. I will clean up the ministry, make sure it is lean and efficient, and carries out its work.
Well, Sam George has also been tearing into former Communications Minister Eslo for the state's acquisition of Airtel Tigo. It will be recalled that the former minister claimed that AT was acquired for just $1, but Sam George has been describing the decision as reckless, as the country is now saddled with a 3.5 billion Ghana cedi debt.
Anyone to have told us that they bought Airtel Tigo for $1 and have taken over the ministry, and ATC, American Tower Company, just one of the companies Airtel Tigo owes, brought us a bill of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. That's just ATC alone. Today, the American ambassador was in my office with a team, and one of the major issues was the indebtedness to ATC. The debt sitting on the books of Airtel Tigo is in excess of 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. So if someone told you they bought it for $1, who is going to pay the 3.5 billion?
Moving on, the Ashanti Regional Police Command has launched a manhunt for Martin Amwa, alias Baba Macho, suspected of robbing and killing a mobile money vendor in Kumasi. 3 other suspects have already been arrested in connection with a series of MoMo vendor attacks that have left 3 dead in 2 months. Police are urging the public to assist in locating the fugitive. And Clinton Yeboah has more in this report.
3 mobile money vendors have died in 3 separate incidents in Kumasi in the last 2 months, causing fear and panic in many parts of the Ashanti region. And 2 out of these 3 incidents involved firearms. The Ashanti Regional Command of the Ghana Police Service has confirmed the arrest of 3 suspects believed to be in connection of this murder and robbery.
The arrested suspects have been identified as Charles Kwame Danso, 23, also known as Kwame Charles, or Miami, Philip Fojuo, 29, and Samuel Adai Mensah were arrested on 21st March 2025 at Pankrono and Etimetim, respectively. The suspects are currently in police custody and will soon be brought before the court to face justice.
Deputy Commissioner of the Ashanti Regional Police Command, Emmanuel Ted Kujo, is appealing to the public to assist in the search of the suspect, Martin Amwa, who is currently on the run.
The police command is therefore appealing to the public to assist in the search of the said Martin Amwa. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts is urged to contact the police via the toll-free number 191 112 18555, MTN and Telcel.
Responding to these incidents, the Ashanti Regional Security Council earlier today developed strategies to clamp down on the robbery and murder cases in the Ashanti region by beefing our police visibility and offering security trainings to mobile money vendors. For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
The Basari Youth Alliance for Development is urging action on the untapped 2.8 billion tons of iron ore in Shani, warning that its neglect is stalling economic growth and job creation in the Tatale Sanguli district. Northern Regional Correspondent Martina Bugri has the story.
Basari Youth Alliance for Development believe the extraction of the iron ore could have transformed the local economy, providing jobs, generating revenue, and stimulating growth. Instead, the community is plagued by poverty, unemployment, and underdevelopment. Addressing the press conference in Tatale, spokesperson of the group, Wakil Matai, said it is essential that government takes immediate action to revive the iron ore mining project.
The extraction of this precious mineral has been neglected by successive governments over the years. This has led to the deterioration of the initial infrastructure, which has been put in place at various points in time. This is very unfortunate. The continuous neglect of the precious deposit and its precious minerals around these communities have denied us many opportunities, the community and the district at large.
Mr. Wakil also appealed to the people of the area to support the call.
We appeal to all our academic, intellectual, both home and abroad, to use their experience and contacts to support this urgent call.
Moving on. Acting CEO of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nanama Brown Kluche, is urging greater investment in scientific research to address climate change threats, including water security, deforestation and land degradation. Speaking at her inaugural lecture at the University of Ghana, she emphasized the need for government support to accelerate national development. Carlos Kaloni reports.
The inaugural lecture at the BAM Library, University of Ghana, brought together faculty members, students and climate researchers for an in-depth exploration of 69 groundbreaking scientific research works by Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche. As a leading climate scientist and vice chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC Working Group, and now the acting chief executive officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, her in-depth knowledge in the area is set to play a crucial role in Ghana's climate resilience efforts. Addressing the press on the vital link between scientific research and national development, she called on the government to significantly increase investment in research to drive the country's progress.
Research is largely expensive, and so it takes commitment and investment to produce research. So research results can take a while, some are short, but then it takes consistency and perseverance to produce research findings, and most of them are also informed by the research-informed policies. And so we need government to invest in research. All through my research publications and research work, I get support from external governments, so grants and external or donor funding that supports my research. We need the government of Ghana to support our research, not just in climate change, but all research in the country. But if we do research in science, it will help us a lot in our development.
Professor Kluche further stressed the urgent need for action on water security, deforestation and land degradation due to climate change and illegal mining.
We have one of the impacts of climate change is water availability and water accessibility and water quality. So our water bodies are already confronted with the impact of climate change. And now we have the additional challenge of the illegal mining activities affecting the water body. So we are really constrained in terms of getting quality water and available water for use in this country.
Now, because about 1,000 babies in Ghana are born with Clubfoot each year, yet stigma and low awareness leave many untreated. Today, the Christian Health Association of Ghana is offering free treatments for children under 5. Emmanuel Jivenu reports on 1.5-year-old Rabiatu, who is on the road to recovery after successful treatment.
Rabiatu Abdul Majid was born with clubfoot, a condition that turns the feet inwards or downwards. Her mother, Hamidatu Yusuf, was terrified when she first saw her baby. I
was scared. I was asking myself why God gave me this child. Good child, and her leg is like this. Everybody was asking me, what's wrong with her leg? What's wrong with her leg? Oh, I cannot say anything. I only told them my leg is paining here.
When Rabiatu was just 2 weeks old, they began treatment.
They started casting her leg before. She was like 2 weeks before they started casting her leg. We got every 2 weeks.
Rabiatu is one of about 1,000 babies born in Ghana every year with clubfoot. But many parents do not recognize the condition and do not know it can be treated.
Clubfoot is treatable so far as the parents help do their part in following all the treatment protocols. treatable most of the time without surgery.
Treatment begins with casting, followed by a minor surgery in rare cases, and then months and sometimes years of bracing and wearing orthopedic shoes.
If you are lucky enough to be diagnosed in a hospital who has an idea on the treatment and they can direct you to us. Mostly from a week to 2 weeks we start the treatment. It starts right from birth. So if the baby is available, there are no complications, then the first day you are brought in, we start the casting or the correction stage.
The Christian Health Association of Ghana, CHAG, has over the past 17 years provided free treatment for about 8,000 children with Clubfoot. On 26th and 27th March 2025, free treatment will be available at the Kwadaso SDA Hospital in Kumasi. Today, Rabiatu is walking and growing stronger. Her mother has just one message for other parents. For Rabiatu, each step is a quiet triumph over fear, doubt, and delay. Emmanuel Jiveno, Joy News, Accra.
Well, you want to take a particular notice of this because it's still ongoing. Today and tomorrow, somewhere in Kumasi, they're giving free treatment. The details are on your screens, actually. From the 26th to 27th of March 2025 at SDA Hospital in Kwadaso in Kumasi. So take note. Now, the Dr. Hilary Mann Technical University Pharmaceutical Science Student Association has launched a public education campaign on cerebrospinal meningitis in the Wa municipality and Nadoli-Kalio district, Wa. One of the hardest hit areas has recorded 66 suspected cases and 2 deaths. Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Wa.
The Upper West region within the last 3 months has recorded millions of cases of cerebrospinal meningitis. 2 of the most affected districts and municipalities in the region are Nadoli-Kalio and Wa. Zeroing in on the Wa municipality, it recorded at the end of last week 66 suspected cases of meningitis and 2 deaths. One of the hardest hit communities is Zobele, where there are 8 confirmed cases with 1 death. Concerned about the threat of the deadly disease, the Dr. Hilary Mann Technical University Pharmaceutical Science students of Ghana, FAMSAC, embark on an education program at Zobele aimed at sensitizing the people on meningitis and drug abuse. Head of Department for Pharmaceutical Science at the Dr. Hilary Mann Technical University, Bayer Martin Sixtus, threw further light on the program.
People in this part of the world, anytime they are feeling ill, they just go to the chemical shop and buy medications to alleviate their ailments. However, meningitis is a very dangerous disease, and usually some of the symptoms include headache, fatigue, vomiting, common ailments that they may go to the chemical shop to get medications. So the students have decided to come this afternoon to educate the public on the dangers of meningitis, how to prevent meningitis.
Director at the Pharmaceutical Services of the Upper West Regional Hospital, Farm Daniel Kwesi-Kwam, who also doubles as a lecturer at the university, noted that though the program is for the students, it is incumbent on them to be by them to give them the needed support to help fight the disease.
Per my lecture, that is one of my areas, and I've already taken the students through meningitis, a thorough lecture on meningitis. So once they said they are going out to do such a public education, we all needed to be around them, give them the needed support, so that at the end of the day, what we are all fighting for, to reduce meningitis cases in this region, will be achieved.
Women's Commissioner of the Dr. Hilary Mann Technical University Aziz Yunis called on the public to seek early treatment at health facilities than resort to self-medication of drugs.
Otherwise, I just want to encourage the public to adhere to the little education we have given them, not to self-medicate when they are having a little bit of issues, stiffness of the neck, pain in the neck. They shouldn't take it to be any other thing in order to self-medicate, but they should see their nearest doctor to get the best consultation.
FAMSAC clamors the program by donating to the Dobolo community liquid soap and sanitizers. Assembly member for the Dobolo electoral area, Ibrahim Zakaria Tenda, and the Dobolo sub-district in charge, Adebre Michael, commended FAMSAC for the initiative, stating that it will go a long way in helping to fight the disease.
We are very grateful they actually came around because we feel that we need to educate the community more in order to reduce these cases. So having them around to educate the people on how to prevent the occurrence of the disease is very key. I'm only hoping that the community will take the education very serious and practice what they actually heard today.
Reporting for J News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Business update comes up next with Benjamin Akaku.
Welcome back. Now, our sole story for the morning. Co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, Dr. Steve Manteau, has warned Ghana will lose huge sums of revenue to the smuggling of gold if urgent steps are not taken to tighten and enforce the export laws. This caution follows a revelation by Finance Minister Dr. Cassie Latoforsen that 60 tons of gold worth $1.2 billion was smuggled out of Ghana. Reacting to the development, Dr. Manteau called for the strict enforcement of the export laws.
Gaps in our law that has been capitalized by foreign players in the sector. We legislated that our gold can be exported only to Kotoka International Airport. Just imagine somebody operating a mine far away in Bole, Daklupe, or Tinga, which is close to the Burkinabe border and also the Ivorian border. They won't actually pass their gold through Kotoka. That's a long distance to travel. So they actually work with Burkinabes who actually serve as financiers of the operations of the small-scale miners. And in return, the small-scale miners sell their gold to these Burkinabes and other West African nationals who cross the border with it. Now, this is money that could have helped in terms of domestic revenue mobilization to finance our national development priorities. So to the extent that this goes unchecked, this country is going to lose a lot of revenues that we need badly to finance our country's development.
It's a wrap for our business update. Back to you, Sweetie Abochi.
Thank you, Ben. And that wraps up the news bulletin on the AM show. Now the conversations begin, starting with the news review. Dr. Kwame Asasante is our guest. He's political scientist and head of European studies at the University of Ghana, as well as Professor Michael Ayamga. He's a development economist with West African Center for Sustainable Rural Transformation. Please stay. We're back in a bit.